This Saturday we're at the Nest, home of Ollie Cherrett's New Look Robins side, Downton FC, against the away team, AFC Stoneham. This one should be a belter. From the Nest, home of Downton FC, is the Bull Hotel and Pub. And so I've come for a pre-match drink today. Thought I'd try it out. We've driven past it a few times, but we never stopped in here. Got myself an Angelo Moretti, which I believe is Carlsberg's cheap knockoff of Birra Moretti. Not so cheap though, £6.50 a pint, which is rather eye-watering, but it's not a bad pint to have. I'm outside in the beer garden now. It's very peaceful out here, very calm. Inside there's a few customers knocking about. There's a pool table in there, no TVs. I'm assuming it's sort of more of a place people come to have something to eat. There's a few families knocking about with some food now. Selection of beers on tap, usual standard wares, apart from the Moretti, which is kind of why I was tempted towards this, because you don't normally get a Moretti. Well, I don't. I might change my mind in future. It's a 22-minute bus ride from Bournemouth Hospital, which is where I've come from today, and it's about a 3-minute walk down to Downton Football Club. So I'm going to have one eat quickly and I'm going to make my way to the ground. Chairman at Downton Football Club. Give us a little bit about Downton Football Club.
Well, Downton's a village team, a community team. We're fortunate to have a great youth set up here as well, so it sits in the heart of the village and is really the sort of heartbeat of the community and football around here. So we're a friendly, welcoming team, and we enjoy our football. We turn out in numbers. We're hoping to get about 200 here today.
Excellent. Again, like everyone involved with the clubs, you're a volunteer. What made you want to volunteer and get involved?
As a supporter for many years, so for many years as a supporter, and clubs like this, certainly at this level, don't survive without supporters, and then those supporters stepping up to sort of get involved and help to run the club. So we're fortunate, again, got so many people involved helping here. So really it was that desire to put something back and pay back and look after the club for the next generation of Robins.
Brilliant. My final question, it's a bit of a struggle last season, but you guys stayed up quite comfortably in the end. A lot of changes in the summer. What are we aiming for this year?
I think we want to be strong top half contenders. That's what we're saying. You know, I think this season feels much more open in terms of the league.
Yeah, great.
I think most teams can beat most teams. So yeah, we're optimistic about where we can finish. But it's early and we don't want to get carried away with ourselves. What I will say is we've got a great bunch of lads now that are coming together well. We know there's probably 2 or 3 positions that we need to firm up, but the performance on Tuesday night, I think, against Poppies, who were the highest scorers in the league, shows that we can turn out and get results. And like I say, it's very much open, this league, at the moment this season. So yeah, we're setting our sights high.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time. We're going to look at the 2 teams in a minute, but lovely day down here at the Nest. Compared to last time we were down here, we were actually soaked with torrential rain. Surprised the game was actually allowed to play on in the second half against Cows last season. It's 3-3. Hoping for that today as well. Like another 3 in a row. complete the hat-trick. But Downton, at this minute in time, currently sit 10th in the table. Their last 3 league games were a 1-1 draw at home to Bournemouth, a 3-0 defeat away to Handball, and a 3-0 defeat away to Andover New Street. Luke Delaney and Archie Whitefield, who came in from Hamrack, are their top scorers this season with 2 goals apiece. This is a rather new look team. Ollie Cherry's been busy in the summer bringing a few new players in. Ethan Fishstock, a very cultured midfielder coming from Bournemouth Poppies. Cam Beard from Shaftesbury, he's not featuring today. Then you've got Jake Fletcher, who's a centre back, he's coming from Verwood Town. He was probably a standout point for quite a negative season for them. And Connor Ford from Millbrook, a very impressive player as well. But then also you've got Ryan Osman, who's their captain and leader, the central defender. Pops up with goals every time he seems to come down here. Scored in that playoff semi-final against Alresford, scored 2 against Cowes last season as well. And in goal for them is local non-league legend Ross Casey, ex-Limited Town, ex-Bashley, Millbrook, played for Stoneham for a bit last season. He's a culture goalkeeper, and just listen to him during the game, always telling his defence where he wants them, what he wants them to do. Brilliant goalkeeper at this level and an absolute legend of a man. The away team, AFC Stoneham, currently 6th in the Wessex Premier League. Their last 3 results: a 4-1 win at Portland at home, which we went and filmed. A 2-1 defeat away to Sherborne Town, the surprise leaders of the Wessex Premier League, and a 2-1 win at home to Millbrook. Their top scorer this season is Dorate Martins with 7 goals, and he scored a hat-trick in that game against Portland. I mean, he's the main focal point for the team. He holds the ball up really well. He's got an eye for goal. You put him through, you pretty much betting him to score a goal in that situation. So he's got 2 hat-tricks in a row now. He's got a hat-trick in the cup during the week as well. Tom Arnett was a player that I think stood out in that game against Portland. He started off as a right wing back, then moved into centre midfield where he did a tactical change, took his goal absolutely superbly, picked it up from the halfway line, 1-2, then before burying it. So this is going to be an interesting game today, and hopefully there's going to be goals. Good save.
Oh! Fucking hell.
Hang in the box! Hang in the box! Get out! Be there for knockdown!
So we come to the half-time point and it is Downton 2, Stoneham 1. Stoneham been wondering maybe a bit how they've gone in behind. They've sort of peppered Ross Casey's goal with a lot of crosses coming in. Been unlucky on a couple of occasions. Casey's made a good save, maybe a bit of wayward finishing as well, but it was Downton that took the lead literally in the first few minutes of the game. Good save by Tom Jobe in goal for Stoneham, and it was tapped in by Connor Ford to put them 1-0 up. Stonehams equalised. Oliver Jenkins, cracking little equaliser from about 25 yards out, destroyed it past Casey, and at that point you'd think Stoneham were going to sort of push on to win, but then they, a little bit of a defensive mistake, ball clearance for the goalkeeper, and they've fallen to Luke Delaney, a wonderful chip from about 25 yards into there to make it 2-1 to Downton. This game's going to be interesting in the second half.
Put the money into it at this level, then it's the Southern League, and then they realise they're going to stick in. That's pretty mental. It's good, nice to see a big crowd down there. Same as the third goal, isn't it? Polly, not the result you wanted today. Just a few thoughts about the game?
Yeah, I'll say not the result we wanted. We knew it was going to be a tough one. You know, I've said it, and I think quite a few people have said it. You know, anyone that finishes above Stoneham this year will probably win the league. You know, they're an experienced side. So, yeah, when you come 2-1 at half time, there's always a little bit of disappointment. But we said at half time, we knew they were going to come out and have a go. They were never going to lie down and just accept it. And we conceded a couple of little sloppy individual goals, which bring them back into the game.
You did have the chance in the second half, a few crosses across the box, or it took a foot to go in, different game, isn't it?
Massively. Yeah, it's something we've been for probably all season, mate, if I'm brutally honest. We haven't got a centre forward. You know, our lads up front are a number 10 and 2 wide players, and you know, haven't got that striker instinct. It's something that we need to address. But so does every team in the league. So we've got to keep going. You know, we're a young group, and we've got to learn from it. Simple as that.
And some plus side today as well. Goals were well taken. Good finish by Connor Ford for the first, and Luke Delaney's goal was brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, you know, people laugh and say it's too early to score. You know, I'd rather score on the 89th with a minute to go rather than the first minute with 89 to go. And against Stoneham, that probably livened them up a little bit. But the goal was a really good one. First strike was good. The keeper parried it, and Connor's there coming in from a slightly wider angle like he would normally be. Luke's goal again, their keeper didn't have the best afternoon. Comes out to Luke, great first touch and a great finish from 35-40 yards. But yeah, no, just a little bit disappointed. But you know, it was a free hit for us really. We feel today. So we've got some big games coming up, and we'll regroup and go again.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. So Mick, 4-2 winners today. Gives a few thoughts about the game.
I think we dominated the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you know, at this level of football, you've given them 2 gift goals, and then suddenly it's a bigger challenge, and you know, suddenly they got something to hang on to it, and you could see that they're up their spirits, and they're a decent side, you know, young side, lots of hard work. But yeah, you can't just do, you know, was it 10 minutes in, not even 10 minutes, I think it was like 2 minutes, and we are 1-0 down, and it's like, that sloppiness.
There's some good goals in the second half as well, both from free sort of set piece routines. Is that something you guys have practiced on?
So we do a lot on set plays, because, you know, when you look at the stats, set plays are a big part of the game, and if you don't practice them, you know, which is what we do, and we're reaping the rewards today. But I will call out the second goal, which was a class goal. I mean, it's come to him, he shifted it, and he just picked his spot. And if there's ever a moment where you go accuracy before power, there it was, and it was a fabulous goal.
And it was Oliver Jenkins again. What's it? It's like his 5th goal this season. He got 20 last year. For midfield, that's exceptional, isn't it?
He just seems to know where to be at that moment in time, and you know. But it was a tough afternoon for us, and of course we have to raise our game every time. And when you give someone a foot up, that becomes, you know, challenging. However, let's be quite clear. We've done what we had to do. Second half, probably managed the game a lot better. They had half the chances here and there, but we were always going to win the game in the end, in my opinion. You know, so sort of way.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time.
So it finishes 4-2 to AFC Stoneham. The game itself, I think Stoneham really ground that out to get that win. Oliver Jenkins' second goal in the second half to put him 3-2 up, really good finish, 25 yards, just buried it past Casey with no chance. And then Liam Callaghan and Alex Welsh with headers to make it 4-2. It's the sort of games Stoneham have got to grind out to get those wins, and they did it today, and they proved they could do it. Downton themselves, good performance. Maybe do let that centre forward up front, like Ollie said in the interviews. But once they get that missing piece of the jigsaw, I think they're going to be a lot more potent going forward in the season. I expect Downton to be pushing for those playoff places. And Stoneham, what can you say? A team like that, great performance today, really, to grind out that win. And next week, again, no Craig, so I will be up at Bournemouth Poppies versus Bemerton Heath Harlequins. It's been a lovely day down here, and thanks to Mark, the chairman, and everyone else for the Downton camp. Brilliant guys, really enjoyed it, and hope to come back again during the season. Waka waka.